Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Late Night Talks. What up, Perp? How are you?
I'm just dandy.
Man, great timing.
Yep.
So, welcome everybody tonight for the Late Night Talks, the weekend edition. And tonight we got some topics, some different things to go over. And Mr. Perp Minded, I saw that you were on a stream earlier with Mr. LB rating Harry Potter movies.
Yeah,
I
before
really wanted to jump on that, man.
yeah, before I was there, I was just at on K-Dot's channel. We was discussing like just MCU who would win in a fight, MCU Thor versus DCEU Superman. But that's a no-brainer. But yeah, we was ranking Harry Potter movies and you know, LB came out with one of the most blasphemous him and Stories by Irish had the most blasphemous list. I think I had the best list out of the four, no debate. But
Yeah, I know. Uh, you know, it was definitely interesting choices there. I don't know if I agree with every, but I've been a Harry Potter fan since the books, so
yeah, I understand some people that are fans of books don't really enjoy the movies as much, but it is what it is.
I don't fall into that category. I think they were good for what they were. I
Oh,
still rank Deathly Hallows Part Two as like the GOAT, but that's just me.
so PB is in chat right now, so his internet must be working just fine. Where is he at?
Hey man, hey, we've done these shows. We're gonna do a kickoff here tonight. We got some good topics that I think we could really sink our teeth into. Welcome to the Late Night Talks, the weekend edition. We have Gary North here. Gary saying good morning. What up, Gary North? It's good to see you. I know we had Nico in here. We'll probably get a few other people now that we are live. But yeah, we got some good stuff. I was actually watching the second episode of Penny Dreadful season two. So I'm gonna have that tomorrow at noon before it even premieres. So I'm looking forward to that turnout. So anyone who comes to the channel tomorrow at noon, I will be doing a live review of Penny Dreadful season two, episode two. People lie down and not like lay down, like lie down, like LIE. Uh, it's interesting because it's a metaphor, but I gotta admit, I don't know how I feel about the show. It's very politically leaning, but yeah, not bad, not bad. So it'll be interesting. Um,
Yeah,
but anyways,
fun fact though, yesterday was Harry Potter Day.
it was, it was, and I was disappointed because here we have a celebration for Harry Potter, and it did not happen. But perp here in Wisconsin, I went to a Harry Potter celebration. They did the streets like what's the they did Dagobah Alley here. They did a whole alley
Oh,
just like the movie.
Diagon Alley.
Diagon Alley. There we go. Um, yeah, I'm a little buzzed. Uh, but they did Diagon Alley here, and it was so
So what? What happened?
took me to see it, and we got a picture, and it was a wanted poster, like the Prisoners of Azkaban. It was me and my
Hmm.
dad, and it said "wanted" on it. It was pretty cool.
That's dope.
Yeah, so you know, and shout out to my dad. He might have been he he might be sick, so I don't like to air my public stuff, but I got fans here, and I like to think I'm truthful with the audience, but my dad may have gotten the coronavirus.
Oh,
So, yeah, we don't know anything for certain. They let him go home. He's under a 14-day quarantine. So, uh,
hopefully it's not that shit though. Hopefully
yeah,
it's just
yeah.
a bad cold or something.
But I wanted to give a shout out to my dad because, we have our differences, but I really love him and he listens to my broadcast. So hopefully, if he watches this later, I love you and I hope everything turns out all right. So,
This is really
uh,
weird, by the way. I'm not used to having the late night talks on the weekends.
I know, man. I'm trying to get used to this format too. I know that Mary's still doing her stream, so this probably pulling some people. But you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna have a good night. I need it. Started drinking early because I got that news, but shit's got to
Uh,
go on. So we're gonna jump into articles, and I'm really glad to have you here. And you know what? By the way, funny and true story. I have an article about the star from Westworld. So I'm really glad you're on because we could dive into that because she said some shit I actually agree with, and I can't believe it. It's political. So I can't wait to get your thoughts on this because I know you and me are both huge fans of Westworld. So it'll be interesting.
yeah, man,
But
Westworld's fire.
it is fire, man. It is fire. I can't wait for us to dive into that season because I'm catching up now. But first, I've got a funny story. This is about this new Animal Crossing. Dude, we've done like 2 articles on this so far, and it doesn't get any better. I'm so glad I didn't get into this. There is an article, and it's by GameSpot. So, it's not one of those spotty news articles, but it says, I can finally be me in Animal Crossing, but I'm exhausted. What does this have to do with? Oh boy. Animal Crossing uh New Horizons has added more inclusive character creation options,
What the
but
fuck does
it's a
that mean?
small step. Yeah, yeah, and I read this shit and I go, "What? Why are we doing inclusion in Nintendo?
For animals,
What
nonetheless.
yeah, for animals. That's what I'm. Okay, so it says it's a small step forward for representation. In 2013, I was a high school scholar. A high school? I can't even I can't even believe this is from an actual source. But anyways, in 2013, I was a high school scholar with way too much free time on my hands. It was the last few weeks of school, and a bunch of my friends and I would routinely skip class to play video games in the back of the library. It was a forbidden gamer paradise. Animal Crossing New Leaf just dropped, and we were all desperate to play it. There was a game where you could go to town with your friends, become a home makeover demigod, talk to animal neighbors, and be the mayor. Why wasn't every video game built exactly like that? Self expression is the core element of ACNL. It's a feature embedded to every aspect of the game. You choose the color style of your clothes, the location and architecture of your dream house, and such. There was no pressing time constraints like other social stimulators. You even choose what you do all day, every day. It's a game about freedom. I was so incredibly excited when I picked it up, but that feeling dwindled fast. There was no options to have black skin color or any black hairstyles. A game all about freedom and customization refused to let me be me. I was beyond alienating out of all things that I couldn't have been excluded. Why those things? Before I continue, let me ask you something. And you know what? This is gonna be weird coming from a white guy, but when you play a game, do you get pissed off if you feel like you're excluded from the gaming experience?
No, because I know what those games
Do
usually
you
are
feel
made for me.
Let me ask you, do you feel like if there is no how do I put this without coming off or getting canceled? Um when you feel like there's no different shading for your characters, do you feel like this game wasn't made for you?
No, I'd just be like, oh well, they completely forgot about the black man. It's cool. I'll be like, I'll be light skinned. I'll be light skinned in this game.
Like this is ridiculous, and I heard this argument for Mass Effect. You're talking about a game that has fucking alien races, right? And people were getting pissed off because they felt like wasn't much representation in that game. I go, it's a fucking space game. Y- Like, how much diversity do you need? And here we are. You're talking about a game where you can be a mayor and talk to animals, and this person feels excluded because there was no representation. But you know what? I'm just gonna continue. Holy shit. Anyways, I headed straight online to figure out if I had missed out on an option, but I hadn't. That's just how it was. The wackiest part was that the options for the darker tones were in the game, but you couldn't access them from the start. The only way you could make your skin color darker was through a convoluted temporary tanning mechanic that had to be used on an in game day between July 16th and September 15th. During the morning that had a clear sky, many forums posted with titles like "Can I be black in this game?" or "So can your character have dark skin?" popped up as others users wondered lack of skin tone and hair options. It spurred people to write out their thoughts on race in games, and players were even tweeting directly to Nintendo to express their frustrations. Like, oh, Jesus Christ. The audience was quite vocal, but Nintendo never responded to anyone's comments because it's fucking stupid, acknowledged their issue, or made a public statement about it. 6 months after launch, an item called a My Mask was added as part of the game's player the ability to look like their customized my or me characters. But when they first added to New Leaf, the mask didn't even properly adjust Animal Crossing characters' skin tone. You literally would just be wearing an uncanny black my face on your character's face, leaving the rest of your body pale. New Leaf was eventually patched to match skin tone, but the whole idea of the mask
See,
was
that's
at.
racist.
Yeah, I know they were. Oh my god, this is unreal. Like my whole thing is the fact that people actually in this era are worrying about that. Like you turn on the game and the first thing you go is, man, I can't change the shade of my character. Fuck this game. Like Mass struck out like a sore thumb in the Animal Crossing world's cute aesthetics. They felt like a band aid for a situation Nintendo didn't properly deal with. A weak attempt to pacify the entire crowd that was fed up with fighting about the medium that doesn't respect them. I don't know who needs to hear this, but black people play video games, period. Black people are killing it on gaming cosplaying scene. Perp, are you part of the gaming cosplay scene? I didn't know that was a thing. Sorry about that. I was reading. So, are you part of the cosplaying scene? Because apparently
Fuck
that's a
no.
big thing.
No,
They said in
I'm
this
not out here
article,
looking foolish.
"Are you cosplaying Animal Crossing?" Jesus Christ!
I'm sorry. If you're a grown ass man cosplaying as a whole animal, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's
Oh,
stupid.
non. Oh, here we go, man. This is epic. This article is like go. But hold on. Non-binary black legends like Sonic's Fox continue to rinse people in the competitive fighting world, and groups like Black Girl Gamers have formed to help us showcasing of black women in gaming. Racial representation in games isn't a topic that gets studied frequently uh, to help show or frequently, but there is a 2015 study from Pew Research Center that takes a look at people behind the controller. One key thing the study found is that 83% of black teens play games, while 71% of white teens play games. It's evident that we are out here, yet somehow none of this is truly reflected in games with racial representation. Animal Crossing New Horizons finally gives players their blackness for the first time in the main Animal Crossing game. There is a wide range of skin tones and hair types selectable from the start. It's rare for me to see my hairstyle in
Get the fuck out of here. This dude doesn't play no type of GTA or nothing. This dude does not play games.
but when I created my villager, we had the same cut, and the little dude almost pulled it off as well as me. My villager can now be me, and I love that. But it took so damn long. It's hard for me to even praise Nintendo for including it now when I and so many others needed it years ago. The bar for representation feels dishearteningly low
Oh
that
my god.
companies are.
Look, all Nintendo cares about is one color. That's green.
Yeah. Yeah, the rest of the article is just basically about praising Nintendo. But I wanted to bring this up, and Perp, I needed you on this because I
Gotta support
needed,
the black man.
yeah, basically, I'm a white guy reading this article. I can't fairly and accurately say whether the black community is represented. But Perp, do you feel like you're excluded if you don't have your options in your games, if there isn't enough blackness in the game?
Nope.
like, like, let's go down the list. How many games do we have where you can pick any shade, any color? I can go back to fucking 90s games where you have all sorts of fucking customization options in these games. But yet, in 2000s, this is another situation where they feel there is a lack of this. There's this imaginary representation we don't have in everything. Entertainment of any kind is lacking female and, all genders and races representation. We're all fucking racist. It's such nonsense.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And we're not talking about a game like a first person shooter or something like. We're talking about fucking Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
I mean, let me ask you, it's a Saturday night, you're looking for something to play. How many people that go, you know what, man, I want to throw in that new Animal Crossing?
Nah, not nobody my age.
I mean, I think they're missing the demograph here. It's like
Yeah. How about
this
you
is
worry
the
about these
most.
kids? Worry about these kids. Stop worrying about other people.
And what up, K Log? What up, Timon Flip? Good to have you guys. I mean, this is the most ridiculous shit. Like, this representation shit is getting out of hand. Like, I don't even know what to say. I came across this article and I thought it might be fake, but GameSpot is an actual uh publication, and they let this fucking stupid idiot write his thoughts about the lack of representation in fucking Animal Crossing. And my thought is, get another fucking game. Like, why am I hearing about this shit?
All right.
Um,
And the people at Battlefield, you know what I'm saying? The people that work at DICE, the dude said like, "Yo, if you don't like our game, don't buy it." And people listen.
I mean, look at the game Doom, right? When that came out, and
Yeah.
there was all this bullshit about them basically poking fun of the woke culture. Yeah, did that stop game sales? No. Doom Eternal is smashing fucking records. Timon Flip brings up a good point. Zelda. No one bitches about Zelda. You want to know why? Because Zelda has a good story. It's got a good plot, and they're fucking elves. I mean, why is this shit a thing?
Right.
Oh my god, it is. This shit is so astonishing to me, and I wanted to I couldn't wait to get you on to talk about this because, like, man, this just seems fucking ridiculous to me. I don't know.
Yeah, it's more foolishness. More foolishness.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen any piece of medium, right? And let's go movies, games, anything else. Have you ever seen anything and gone, you know what? There's no representation for me. Like, why isn't there a black man in this or that? Has anything actually hit a nerve with you? Just in
No,
general.
no, because I know how Hollywood does. They've been doing it. They've been doing it for years. It's just, you know what I'm saying? People just need to make newer shit. Like if you're an up and coming black director and you just want all black cast and you just do it yourself, then I'll support that. I don't need the Hollywood to say like, oh look, I got black characters in my movie now. Come see my movie. I don't need that shit.
A while ago I made a video, and I thought about it now, and I actually understand this perspective, but Jordan Peele came out and made a statement about how he was going to cast a black cast for his movies and shit like that. And at first, I was like, "Oh man, that's bullshit! Like, what is he trying to say?" But then I thought about it, right? And I've watched Jordan Peele's movies, and I'm like, you know what? I liked everything he's come out with. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
I see what he's saying. He's not saying, "Oh, look at me. I have all this black representation,
Hmm.
whatever." He's just simply saying, "I'm choosing to try to cast this demographic because I feel
Right.
like there's not enough people who represent this group, and instead of highlighting all this great thing that I'm doing, I'm going to give these people jobs and things like that and let them showcase their talent." That I understand. What I don't understand are these people bitching and complaining about shit and not doing anything about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And especially the video game community doesn't give a shit about that. They don't care about any of that stuff. They care about the game itself. They care about what the story is. They care about the multiplayer options, all of that stuff, what it
That's
brings to the table.
that's every company. All they care about is the color green. If the money
Ex-
ain't green or blue, they don't care.
exactly. It's ridiculous that in this day and age, that is the shit that we are worrying about. So yeah, I wanted to bring this up right away because I thought it was funny and kind of just silly and ridiculous, especially for people who play games and things like that. Like, come on, people, come on. I mean, it's fucking Nintendo. Nintendo is the epitome of family company. I don't think they made a game and go, you know what? We just want animals and fucking white people in our game. I don't see anyone at Nintendo doing that. I think they said, hey, what do kids like? They like animals. Let's make a game about animals.
Right.
But holy shit.
I'll be
Anyways,
right back. I'll be right back.
cool, cool. Why? I'm going to move it along, but welcome everybody. Mick Duffy, welcome. Hello. How's everyone doing tonight? We were talking about Animal Crossing and its new inclusion, but I'm gonna switch gears. And I don't normally like to get into politics, but there is a thing that crosses over into entertainment. If you guys don't know, and you're probably not surprised, Mr. Joe Biden is in the news and for allegations of getting close to someone, touching people or inappropriately. So I have an article and I found it interesting because I watched the show Westworld and it has to do with the main star of Westworld. So uh, I'm bringing up this article. West Star, Evan Rachel Wood supports Rose McGowan's anti-Democrat stance after Biden's fallout. Uh, I'm just gonna dive right into this, and you guys can just look. Look, I am not a juror. I am not gonna say whether or not he did. I am gonna say Biden is creepy as fuck, and I wouldn't put it past this being a thing. But, I'm going to let the court decide that, not the court of a public opinion. So let's get into this. It says Westworld star Evan Rachel Wood backed Rose McGowan's most recent massive against the Democrats Party following the fallout from assault allegations against Joe Biden. Wood, 32, on Friday directly responded to McGowan's latest tweets in which former Charmed actress declared she is no longer a proud Democrat due to her affiliate party downplaying the sexual assault allegations against Biden by Tara Reid, a former staffer from his days in the Senate. I say this is spot on, Wood tweeted in a response to McGowan's lengthy post. Wood is a vocal gay rights advocate, previously delivered an emotional testimony on Capitol Hill in 2018 that detailed two instances in which she was raped and one in which she was tortured. Holy shit. During her hearing for the sexual assault survivors bill, the Westworld star shared 5-minute statement in front of White House Judiciary Subcommittee on Crime, Terrorism, Homeland Security investigation, considering harrowing details of her alleged assault that involved being tied up and beaten. The alleged assault resulted in Wood's years-long battle with PTSD, addiction, and depression, in which she said, in McGowan's message from earlier weeks, outspoken Me Too advocate of victim of convicted rapist and disgraced movie mogul Harvey Weinstein. She said she was raised Democrat. The 46-year-old actress recounted the memory of her younger brother's Air Force Academy graduation, where she wore vote for John Kerry pin and defended herself in a few arguments with big men who were mad about party affiliations. I thought democracy meant I had the right to choose who I lined up my value system, she continued. But what if there's no one? She went on to say that she had been raised with the idea that the Democratic Party were good guys and that she felt really quite a sense of loss. McGowan publicly stood in support of Reed after the 1993 clip from the Larry King Live resurfaced last week, and it appeared to include her mother alluding to problems her daughter faced while working for Biden. Meanwhile, Susan Sarandon, staunch liberal and prominent Bernie Sanders backer, shared tweets in support of Biden's sexual assault accusations. On Wednesday, comedian Sarah Silverman broke her silence on Reed's allegations, this time calling out Senator Christine Gillibrand for voicing her support for Biden after being one of the loudest voices calling for fellow Democrat Senator Al Franken's resignation following accusations he jokingly groped women while she slept. Biden broke his silence on the matter Friday, unequivocally denying Reed's allegations by saying the facts in the case do not exist. No, no, it is true. Biden said during an interview in MSNBC's Morning Joe, in addition to releasing a written statement, I'm saying unequivocally it never happened, and it didn't. It never happened. So yeah, this is quite an interesting story. Um, I gotta say, definitely think that Biden is that person. He's a weirdo. But like I said, I'm not a juror. I don't know. But holy shit, this thing has blown up. And the fascinating part is, it is interesting to see all of these weird left wing people just fucking eating themselves alive. This party is in such disarray. It is fucking astounding. Um, so yeah, I mean, there's some shit going on. Uh, it's kind of interesting because I learned a few things. I never knew the person from Westworld was an advocate for all of this shit. But I gotta say, I don't necessarily disagree with her views on this. And Mr. Biden is in some pretty big problems here. Yeah, yeah, Timon, I agree. The thing about politics is when you're younger, this shit doesn't seem to be a real big concern. But now, as I get older, these are the people running the US. And, here's the thing, I don't have an issue against what the Me Too movement is supposed to stand for. What I have an issue with is that this movement has been used as a way to get into our forms of mass media and entertainment and fuck everything up. I mean, shit like this, it's astounding. And there is nothing as far as moving against these allegations on Joe Biden. I haven't heard anybody trying to bring this shit up except for this person. And, Biden's fucking creepy. He's a creepy dude. I don't know. I'm leaning towards this shit is true. And if it is true, holy fucking shit. Like,
Doesn't
oh my
surprise
God.
me.
Yeah, like Perp, let me ask you something. And like by no means we are not certified judges here. We don't have any big insights, but you know, this is there's some video shit. There's a lot of other shit that's been resurfacing about this. I mean, we've seen clips where Biden has done by accident, supposedly, like really weird fucking shit. like really creepy stuff. Sniffing people's hair and shit.
You know, these powerful people are into some dark shit that people don't want to acknowledge because they'll be like, "Oh, this dude's a conspiracy theorist and whatnot." But like, majority of these people are that are in power have done some effed up shit, to get to where they're at. And it doesn't really surprise me. And whenever these things come out, it's just them throwing somebody under the bus so the next person can't get caught. You know what I'm saying? Just look at what's going on.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this shit is surfacing now. It's kind of interesting, and here's the weird part about this whole thing. Uh, Biden has been under fire for a lot of shit, and now it seems like this is recently coming up, and the party in general is just not fucking doing well. I feel like this is trying to take focus off of all the other dumb shit that's going on within that party. Like oh my god, like it's just ridiculous. What do you think about someone from a show like Westworld or something like that throwing their hat in?
I mean, it's like I said, it's just them taking out the trash. They got to get somebody to throw that person under the bus even further. You know, underneath the bus, like to the point I don't know, but she's just doing what she's getting paid for. That's what these
Uh,
celebrities do.
did you know half of that shit? I never knew she was an actual victim of abuse. Like that's fucked up, man. Like she was
I
tied
mean,
up and beaten. That's some fucked up shit.
that's why I said like a lot of these celebrities are had some dark shit happen to them, or what I'm saying, and the entertainment business they feed off that shit. You know what I'm saying? They feed off the trauma.
Weinstein, like Harvey Weinstein's a touchy subject, but I mean some of that you can chalk up to people just trying to get ahead, and now they want to capitalize. But he did do some dark shit to a lot of people, and now it's just coming out. And you know what? At this point, it doesn't make a difference. But swinging back to it, like she's apparently been low key about this shit. Um, and you know what? This is the first actress to come out where I feel like she's not really trying to get clout for this shit. I mean, what do you think?
Mm, I feel like she's just doing what she's told. Because all these celebrities, what I'm saying, they got handlers and stuff, and people that tell them to put certain things in their ear to make them look good, and what I'm saying, it's all a game.
It is, man. The political arena is all a game. The thing that pisses me off about all of these things is that I feel like it's become uh, all of these Hollywood stars are throwing their hat into the political arena just because they want to get shine on projects and things like that. And these are some serious issues. You know what I mean? This is some serious shit that I don't know. I don't think actresses and actors are qualified to talk about. Like with Mark Ruffalo going down to what was it like Georgia and talking about like they need to change their abortion laws. I was like, who the fuck are you, Hulk? All right, you ain't Hulk in real life. Calm the fuck down. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And what up, Tara? Good to see you. We are just talking about the star of Westworld, uh Evan Rachel Wood coming out and supporting Rose McGowan on her claim about Mr. Biden being Mr. Inappropriate as normal. You know, my whole thing about this thing is I'm surprised this motherfucker hasn't been caught on his shit so many times. The
Because
dude.
of because of the power that he has. That's why. It's his power is running out, and that's why you gotta throw him under the bus. It happens to everybody.
Yeah, I mean,
You sign your life away to the devil. He gonna come to collect, and that's exactly what's happening every time with these celebrities, politicians, everybody in politics, bro. It's all a game.
man, that was pretty poetic.
Thank you, thank you.
What up, Snow Dub swinging through? What up, Snow Dub? Good to have you.
What
Welcome
up?
everybody. Thank you, everybody. coming through. We're just having some fun, shooting the bullshit for this late night talks, the weekend edition. We are talking about Biden and these allegations, man. Shit's catching up, and you know what, Perp? You put it very elegantly. When you make a deal with the devil, he comes to collect, and
Yep.
you know I kind of feel like it's well warranted. These stars, these politicians, they're the reason why. I mean, Hollywood in general is the reason why we have this Me Too bullshit to worry about in the first place. You know,
But
because
even that shit's a game too, man. It's all, everything that we see is just like it's all a distraction. You know what I'm
it
saying?
is.
Like this is all created by government. Let's be honest.
It's smoke and mirrors to detract from what the real problems, what the real issues are. You know, they want to blame it on us. They want to say we're not progressive. They want to say we're racist, we're sexist, and all this stuff. And these motherfuckers have been doing this for years. For years. Um, I remember talking to someone, my one of my uncles. They worked on the original Caddyshack, and they were like an extra or some shit. You know, the person who comes and they're Chevy Chase and one of them is saying their lines and like, you know, hey, you want a hot dog? You know, that kind of shit. And I said to him, I'm like, why? Why are you doing bit roles? Why haven't you like, tried to take a full screen type of thing? And my uncle said to me, and I'll never forget this shit, Perp. My uncle said to me, I was not willing to do what I needed to do to get a bigger role. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's
And
how
it's like,
that's how the game works. You know what I'm saying? Like peep this, right? You know, take black actors for example, or just any type of role like that. They always have to have a black man in a dress, you know, and then that person ends up doing multiple different roles and getting all these different roles and stuff. Like some people are not willing to do that. Like with Dave Chappelle, like they wanted him to do that shit, like do things that are out of his character, and he's like, no, it's not worth the money. That's why what it truly means to sell your soul is you're basically willing to do anything, even that means demasculating yourself. You know what I'm saying? Forget all this diversity shit and all that shit. Like that's what it's really about. Like if you don't do as we say, we not gonna pay you, and we're probably gonna blackball you.
exactly. You're going to be blackballed. You're going to be blacklisted because you don't go along with the program. And that's why we are getting the bullshit that we're getting now. You know what I mean? And you know what? When these projects come out and things like that, I always say the writers, directors, creative team, that's who I get mad at when I see a shitty show. The actors and the actresses, they got to get work. They got to be casted in other shit. I can't fault them for seeing an opportunity. Now, when you have like a Brie Larson or something like that, they're just fucking
Hmm.
crazy. But when you have someone like, let's use the new sequel trilogy for example, and your girl Daisy, right? Uh,
My bae.
do I think she's a horrible person? No, I've seen her interviews and stuff like that. I think as a person, she handled answering questions and things like that as tactfully as she could working on that movie.
And
You know what I mean? Even
and
after.
and I even want to just add to this. Like everybody say, like, oh, Hollywood's ruined. Hollywood's never been. Hollywood's always been on this fuck shit for like as long as it's existed. Like it's always been on some fuck shit. There's always been shady dealings. You know, it's just harder to keep certain secrets because the internet and stuff and things. People got access to shit, and a lot of people aren't. A lot of people aren't stupid now. This is not the age of information for no reason. So they gotta kind of do go kind of use other means to spread their message and get people. It's all a form of control and stuff, like, you know what I'm saying. That's why they put politics so heavily into these films and stuff like. I don't
Yeah,
know.
because
It's really deep. It's really deep though.
yeah, the age of watching political debates and things like that. Now people watch it just for the comedy, but the age of that shit, uh, being something that people are actively watching is just about dying.
And it's like, I know some people give me flack for like not voting and stuff, and I have my reasonings. It's because it's like, why should I even care about voting when this person that I'm voting for doesn't give a fuck about me or my values, or what I'm saying? There at the end of the day, to become president, you just got to be the best liar. That's 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 the end of it right now. Like, what I'm saying? You can't tell me that's not true. What I'm saying? The last president that really was trying to expose some shit or like wasn't with the program got his head blown the fuck off.
Yeah, an American Idol type show now when it
Yeah.
comes to voting. It's just like picking the most popular and things like that. And it's gone that way across the board. And you know what? All these fucking Bidens and all these other fucking people, just give it time. Sooner or later, shit is getting exposed and the truth is going to come out. And you know what? You may have to wait a couple of years, but all of these people have massive fucking skeletons in their closet.
Yep.
But yeah, so
There you
I'm
go.
gonna let the people decide. you know,
Yeah.
uh, Biden, uh, he's a story, but I want to focus on something. I wish I had LB because I got an interesting story on a Florida man.
Mhm.
uh, this shit is funny because when I first read this article, if you guys have ever been on my channel, uh, we've done shit on Michael K. And I read this article, and at first I thought it was Michael K because of what the article is about, but it wasn't. This shit is so funny. Oh my god. So this comes to us from clickorlando.com. They're the local news site. And it says, report, man caught camping on Disney's Discovery Island says it was a tropical paradise. Richard McGarr was banned from Walt Disney property. Orange County, Florida. A Florida man is facing trespassing charges after security found him camping on Walt Disney Discovery Island, according to Orange County Sheriff's Office. Deputies say they were called to 4031 North World Drive Thursday after Richard McGurr 42, was spotted on Disney-owned property, which is currently closed to the public. Orange County deputies searched for McGurr on foot, by helicopter, and by boat before finally making contact with him, according to the arrest report. When deputies told McGurr they had been using a loudspeaker to address him, he said he didn't hear them because he was sleeping inside one of the buildings on the island, which he referred to as a tropical paradise, according to the report. According to the arrest report, told deputies he was unaware the property was off limits and that he had been camping since Monday or Tuesday and planned to stay for about a week. Discovery Island was the zoological attraction before Disney's Animal Kingdom Park opened and has been closed since 1999. All of Disney Orlando area theme parks are currently closed due to the ongoing corona epidemic. McGurr was arrested and charged with trespassing on posted property and was also ordered not to return to any additional Walt Disney properties, according to the report. Like, I don't even know. I don't even know what to say, man. Like, oh, only Florida man. I mean, I thought for sure if I read one of these articles, it was going to be Michael K was reportedly trespassing on Disney property, and when asked, had to be tasered because he wouldn't leave. But no, like I don't even know. Like, what do you? What are your What are your thoughts on someone camping on an old Disney site?
Some weirdo shit. I don't understand that.
Dude, like, why? Clearly this man is single, and he called it a tropical paradise. Like, it's shit like this where I'm just like, what is this world coming to? Like, and the man said he had planned on leaving next week.
It's stupid.
Like, yo, oh my god, this shit is so hilarious. I meant to ask LB what the fuck is going on over in Florida. Like, Florida people act fucking
Something in the
nuts.
air, man.
I don't know, the air, the water, there's fucking meth gators, there's all sorts of
They're
shit
their
going down in Florida.
own, they're their own beings out there. They're their own. That's a whole other race of people down
And like, the funny part is I don't even think this man is like even in touch with the corona shit going on. Like, he was just like, I feel like fucking taking a trip. I'm going to Disneyland. I'm going to the closed part of Disneyland. It hasn't been open since fucking 1998. Oh my god, but folks, that shit is crazy. Like, I don't even know. I don't even know, man. Like, let me ask you something. If you can pick a crazy vacation spot, what would be your place where you would camp out?
I wouldn't camp out nowhere because I'm black. I don't do that. I don't camp out nowhere. I'm not fucking with the woods.
Oh, so they wouldn't find perp camping out in a
Fuck
deserted.
no, bro. You'll find me camping out right in my crib. Like the closest thing you'll go see me camping in is my car. You know what I'm saying? I'll camp right up in my car, right in my driveway.
Like, man, I'm just like,
You know?
when I first read this article, let me ask you something. When I first read this article about someone like camping in Disney, didn't we make a joke about this weeks ago that we were gonna see Michael K fucking making YouTube videos still in Disney while the shit is closed? Like,
That probably is Michael K.
no, I wish the site actually showed a picture of this guy, and I gotta say, bruh, this looks like the man you would see camping out in fucking Florida. And welcome, we got a special guest, K-Log. Welcome to the show.
Yo,
Hey, what's up, man?
I don't camp either, bro. And it's Bert.
What's up,
Hey,
Bert?
Yeah,
I can't tell the difference.
Perp, I don't fucking camp, man. Well, that's not. Why am I gonna pay to camp?
Right. I'm not camping. Who does that shit? Like there's bears and lions and tigers and shit. Like, nah. I'm good.
White people in the Wizard of Oz, bro.
Right. That's white people shit. Yo, white people camp. I've never seen no black family be like, oh, let's go camp. You ever see a horror movie where I might make that. See a black
Hey, seriously.
black family going camping. Fuck out of here.
Yo,
Never
I
seen that
watched
shit.
Us. They weren't camping. They just went on vacation, and that shit turned terrible.
What Jordan Peele film?
Yep. That
That's
movie, Us, the most fucking brilliant horror movie I've seen in years.
really, dude. Come on, man. I think he's overrated as fuck.
Ah, that hurts my heart. Like, I gotta say, I liked Us more than Get Out.
I actually did too, but I didn't think both of them were like masterpieces. I think they're pretty good. You know, they're cool films. They weren't like, you know, they weren't fucking something that should be talked about generations later.
I'm gonna take the opposite stance and say Jordan Peele may be the most creative horror mind of our generation.
Well, they don't produce many horror films, so there's not much competition. But no, I think he's a much better comedy mind than anything. But his horror films okay. I like Us, and I like Get Out was okay.
Well, he's doing Candyman, so we'll see how his hand is on doing a remake. But I think he's gonna do a good job.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I was very intrigued. I seen a preview for it. I think he might have a real runner there. He's bringing back the original Candyman as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I like that. You know what I seen that what horror trailer I liked that looked good was with Chris Rock, Saw.
Yeah. Oh my God, that looks. Yeah, we definitely. All three of us need to have a talk about horror because No, Tara, I don't think he's gonna screw up Candyman. I always kind of got a sixth sense about these things, and I get leery about remakes. But no, I think it's gonna be in good hands. I think that Candyman has a lot of good, rich material that I think he will take advantage of. He's got a very good eye. I think it's in decent hands. I really do. But we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, we all agree camping fucking sucks. I have no clue what the fuck is going on in Florida. I don't know what's in the fucking water, but they all need to chill out over there. Like, they're getting ridiculous. Like, ridiculous. Like, holy fuck, man. Like, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know. But I do have one from us that comes from look, okay, so I think Knives Out is a piece of trash. Perp likes it.
Mm-hmm.
But I am here to talk about the actress of Knives Out. The Hispanic one. I never realized how fine she was until I looked at these photos. But the lead actress of Knives Out, and I can't believe I'm reporting this like kind of Hollywood gossip shit, but she is with Ben Affleck. Holy fuck! You know what? Before
that's the Latin girl. That's his girlfriend.
Yeah, they're dating. I'm gonna read this article, but I just gotta say. Fucking Ben Affleck. I am so jealous of this prick. He has just gotten with the hottest people fucking ever. I don't understand it. Like, but I like Ben Affleck, so I'm conflicted. But Knives Out, Anna D. Armas confirms relationship with Ben Affleck.
They're Insta serious now. I've seen a picture of them on Instagram.
Yeah. They went on a hiking trip or some shit, and
he's hiking up that ass, bro. You know what I mean? And like falling asleep early, and she's on Twitter late. Like he's a tired man. With no cocaine.
Yeah, my man's been clean and sober for a while. I gotta say, dating that, I'd be quite exhausted too. Knives Out and No Time to Die star Ann D. Armas has confirmed rumors she is dating Ben Affleck. The actress and former Batman star have been linked since early this year having worked together on a new movie, Deep Water. Well, it seems all the speculation was true and posted a series of pictures with the pair pretty cozy on Instagram as she celebrated her 32nd birthday yesterday, April 30th.
He better
And
get her
oh my
pregnant.
God,
You better get her pregnant or dip out soon because it's not gonna last that long.
dude, she's not wearing a bra. I mean, side note, she's not wearing a bra, and I could tell because of this picture. I'm not going to get into specifics here, but sidebar. The picture the picture says, "Thank you all so much for birthday wishes. Cheers to another great year." Alongside of her leading turn in last year's Academy murder mystery, Knives Out, have no fucking clue why, and will soon be seen in the new Bond film. The actress recently opened up about landing the latter part, admitting she was initially had her reservations as taking a role as a Bond girl. Bond girls have been portrayed for so many years with specific type of women, she said. I associated it with some sort of perfection of beauty standards beyond normal. Things that I didn't match. I was shocked when the director called to say the character is not written yet, but we want you to do it. So then it has a promo about Bond being out soon, but I don't know what that whole part had to do with her and Ben Affleck, but yeah.
Yo,
What do you guys think?
I hate to dip on you, but I got to do a few things before I go to sleep tonight, and I got work tomorrow. I appreciate you having me on, though. Sorry I got to leave like this, but just got to do a few things.
Hey, well, it's
Get
good
this
talking to
review.
you on the live stream, bro.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the chat. I'll see y'all Wednesday for the perp show and whatnot. Zod, be safe. Wash your hands, man. Wash your hands.
All the time, man. You know them quarantining rules. I'm following them bitches strictly now. But everyone, if you don't know, go check out Perp's channel.
Yep.
He's got some great stuff. He's monetized. I got
Yep.
paid. I got to drop him a 20. But y'all make sure you're showing Perp love. He needs some drinks.
Yeah, man. Hold it down, man. I'll see y'all later.
And Generation Productions, welcome. He says, at General Zod's Phantom Sode, her nips are showing, aren't they? Yes, they are, GP. Yes, they are. So, hey, what's up, man? It looks like it's just me and you hold up the show tonight. How do you feel about that? No pressure, Bert.
I don't feel any pressure, bro.
So, I mean, do you think we got a long-lasting situation here with Ben Affleck? Is this going to be the one that tames the wild Ben?
No. As somebody who's been with younger women before, they get sick of you. Like you can only keep up the charade so long before they realize you're old. And I just think unless he gets her pregnant, she might want some good Ben Affleck babies. And that's something. He's a breeder, right? But I don't see it lasting because there'll be a point where she wants to go fucking party or be young, and he's like, I just want to watch Jeopardy, bitch.
Man, you're making me feel bad. I got a young girl, right? I'm gonna be going, fuck, this has got a time limit. Bert told me.
That's what I'm saying. So that's where you take the needle, inject the condom, bro. Get yours, get a baby because that's what you're here for. That's what you're here for, Zod. For them to meet.
Oh man, all of us older people, we got a time limit. So I think one thing we could take.
Find yourself a good who well maybe you have, Zod. I don't know. Somebody who's cool as fuck, but I doubt it. This Armas bitch doesn't seem like she is, you know what I mean? Come on now. She's in Knives Out. You think she's, Ben Affleck's a good jumping off point for her right now, He's cool for the COVID. We'll see what happens after COVID too, right?
Oh yeah. This shit is testing relationships and boundaries. Let me tell you, when you're stuck in the house with your family for an extended period of time,
So how
Shit gets rough.
how did you just start dating this girl amid the COVID? How did you do that, Zod?
I often ask myself that. We met. We met
Zod,
at the theater, actually.
so Zod works in mysterious ways.
Yeah, basically, man. I got
Were you,
lucky.
were you your boss at the time?
No, we're just two lowly grunts, and we had a lot in common. She thought I was funny for some reason,
Well, you're
and
funny.
here I am.
You're a funny Zod. And dude, I have to say, man, I don't know if there's a better way to meet a woman. Like, I would love to meet a woman who loved movies at the movie theater. You know, that's it's almost like you could write your script to make a love story.
Oh God, if she is listening, she'd probably come on and be like, "I hate love stories. What the fuck is going
That would be funny in the love stories, Zod.
on?" But yeah, Ben Affleck has had some rocky relationships. This is gonna be interesting. This is the interesting part. Hollywood stars and girlfriends are like fashion trends. They fucking come and go all the time.
I've had relationships in my life, and I've also been a cocaine addict and an alcoholic. I am still party and I do a lot of drugs, Zod, and I can imagine what he's going through. Like maybe the funniest. I find the worst darkest shit funny, bro. So one of the funnier things I've ever seen is Ben Affleck with his ex-wife, and she's driving him to rehab, and they have to stop at Jack in the Box first, and then there's a video of them pulling into the Jack in the Box, and she's ordering them tacos. I find that so funny and hilarious. But I also feel like Ben Affleck just not as good looking.
Yeah, man, he's got that rough, like, grizzle beard going. I got a comment from GP that says, at General Zod's Phantom Zone, news update. New girlfriend nitpicks Ben Affleck. And that is how Batman Forever Batsuit begins. We're still trying to forget that. So, moving right along, it's a short article, but yeah, good for Ben. I hope this one lasts. He's the kind of guy where I keep on hoping some good shit happens to him. He's been through alcohol abuse. He's had a lot of shit going down, and he's one of those people that you see and you go, God, I hope that guy has just something go right. Just one good thing. He's like the sad puppy dog.
He is. I mean, I guess, if you mean like other than being fucking handsome and 6'4", but and like a talented screenwriter. But yes, I do agree with you. He does have that trait that not a lot of celebrities have, which is the everyman, and that's because of his trials and tribulations.
Oh, absolutely. And D, welcome D. He says, what would you do if a whole lot of bees went after you? A, run as fast as you can. B, use bug spray. Or C, jump into a lake, pool or other body of water. I would jump into a body of water, but I'm just going on videos I've seen.
I'd have to go.
What about you?
I'd have to go with you, Zod, but that's only probably because I would have pissed my pants already. So that would be the body of water I would jump in. Zombie apocalypse was happening. If any type of bad shit is going down like that, Zod, I'm the first one to kill myself.
So, Bert, let me ask you: have you seen the final season of Arrow?
No, I haven't really watched too much Arrow. I mean, I've seen a couple seasons here and there, but I'm not educated in the Arrowverse. But I am very educated in the Clone Wars verse.
Yes. And by the way, if you guys don't know, quick plug, on Sunday, me and Mr. Burt and LB will be doing our review of this new episode of Clone Wars, and I'm sure we're all going to have a lot to say about it because holy fuck, it was probably a defining episode in Star Wars itself. I'm just going to make that bold claim right now.
If I could, a quick plug for my channel, Zod, is that I'm having on Tuesday a Nightmare on Elm Street watch party, which I invited you to. And if you can't make it, it's all good, bro. No,
man. I saw that, and I'm definitely interested because let me tell you, I love me some Nightmare on Elm Street. That's a classic. I mean, that's quintessential horror classic to me, at least.
Amen, brother. Amen. It is. It's to me, it's the top 5 horror film of the '80s, but it's all subjective. It could very easily be one. I have so many films I love, especially of that ilk and genre and era.
Oh, I also want to bring up a comment from Timon Flip because it's hilarious. He said, Zod's Phantom Zone. Ben went through so much alcohol abuse, BVS, Justice League. Poor guy.
Dude, he should have gotten more shine, man.
No, yeah, I'd have to say he was probably the best part of all of those things that was listed.
He was, but he kept gaining weight. The armor kept having to be stretched out each episode. It's like, oh, Ben's been drinking he switched from light beer to Hefeweizen, and hot dogs now. By the time they get to the last one.
And Jamie Vick, welcome. Good to have you on. So we're just chilling, talking about some articles, talking about hopefully Ben Affleck makes this relationship work. Doubtful, but we're pulling for you, Ben. We're all fans of you here in the Phantom Zone. So let's go to the next article. We have apparently Arrow had some deleted scenes from the final episode, and let me just tell you, I actually pulled this episode for PB, and the final episode was atrocious. Half of it didn't even feature the person who stars in Arrow, and apparently there is some cutscenes. So even if you don't know Arrow, I'm gonna just set up some context. The final season, Stephen Amell, he put his heart and soul into this, and he's come out and said he didn't like how the shoots were and things like that. But half of the season didn't even fucking feature him at the back half, except for some scenes in the final episode, couple of quick scenes. And it's like, this guy spent years of his life on this show, and like so many shows, it kind of felt like they shafted him. And, I'm sure, Bert, you hear about Batwomen and the direction the CW has been heading. Do you think cutting out a prominent male figure who started the Arrowverse is the reason why we don't see him towards the end of what essentially show launched it?
I'll tell you what the reason that shit is the way it is because we're in this era where every boss, every creative boss, everything in the industry like that has to be a woman. And they got to the point where the person running that position at the WB is a woman, and every season of every show of everything has to involve strong women. So there's no room in it for the green. What was his name? The Green
Arrow.
The Green Arrow. I was like, fucking Hornet Arrow, whatever. I've seen the show, and Stephen Amell is he's a great actor too, by the way. Like, he carried that show. I liked it in the beginning. I just didn't stick with it. But there's an agenda, and that's clearly why he's just shafted on his last season, dude.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about the person who started let's be real. Arrow started the Arrowverse. And towards this final season, let's look at the lineup we have. We have Batgirl, we have Flash, which has turned into fucking I don't even know what. We have this new one, Stargirl, coming. It was Supergirl. I mean, it's in the titles. It's not even trying to be incognito anymore.
No, they don't care, and it's like, dude, what happened to just trying to make money?
Yeah. I mean, you would think by now they would know that this kind of promoting never fucking works. People don't want to see that shit. They want to see good stories. They want to see shit well written with good plots and good dialogues. And now look, you can have female driven characters. You can have stories centered around female characters without being overtly beating us over the head with this shit. Amen. I don't understand.
Amen. Amen, Zod. Dude, I'm not like somebody who like okay, I don't need like it's bothersome to me that it seems like every character in a lot of TV media we get now is gay. When many of I can name you off so many gay characters I love in dramas, TV dramas I like Omar in The Wire or Gus Fring in Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. These are great gay characters who it's not about their sexuality, it's that they're sick ass characters, which is what I need and what I love. And I hate this type of shit that we get pushed on by us.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous. And Generation Productions says, joke at General Zod, which Batman's Star Wars was in Star Wars Clone Wars? Answer, George Clooney. Oh, very funny.
He's in the Clone Wars? George Clooney's in the Clone Wars?
No, it was a play on words. Batman Star Wars because George Clooney played Batman.
Oh yeah, okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's just I can understand his perspective, and I find it interesting that now PB is coming in very late.
Talking
What up,
smack
PB?
about Batwoman?
Yeah, fuck that show, dude.
Oh.
So, you're up on the Arrowverse. What do you think about now? Okay, now they announce the DVD will have cut scenes from the final. So his parts were cut from the fucking final in his show.
The DVD should always have any scene that is ever cut from the show. And you know that there's always cut scenes from the show because they have to cut it for TV purposes.
Yes, but I'm just gonna highlight the show is called Arrow, and PB, we both watched the final. How much Arrow did we see in Arrow?
Dude, I don't want to talk about the final of Arrow in that respect because he wasn't even technically there because he was dead.
They killed him before the final, but the man's own show.
Well, I think the question is self-defeating because Arrow is a phallic symbol. So these people who are writing this shit hate dick.
But they all own double-ended dildos.
Yes, they do. That's a good point, PB.
Like we only like dicks if they're made of plastic or rubber.
But I mean, this is interesting because
Do you know what happens in this scene? Did you watch the video?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, so does it add something to the story? Does it answer a question that you had from watching the series finale?
No, but it gives me more Steven.
Oh my god.
I mean, I need Arrow.
You exclusively wanted it in the episode only because Stephen Amell is in the scene.
That's so gay, and I appreciate it.
It's called Arrow, not everybody else.
Dude, Arrow isn't even in every scene of Arrow.
But I say again though, 90% of the stories revolve around the man whose the show is named after.
Fair, but tell me if you don't agree with me that the best scene of the entire finale was when John got his ring.
Oh, fair enough. Yes, I
okay,
when we
that's
figured
got
out
nothing
John
to do with Arrow, and it was the best scene. He wasn't in it at all. It was literally one black guy, because we can put a black guy in this show, and it makes sense. Unlike what you were talking about earlier in the video games.
Yeah. Really quick, because Bert, I know you've been hanging around. What do you think about Animal Crossing being more inclusive?
I don't know what Animal Crossing is.
Fair point.
Exactly.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what that is. Hey, but
It's a
I'm
Nintendo game.
oh, I'll be right back in 1 second.
No problem.
So you scared
Tomo-
him off by talking about Animal Crossing. Unbelievable.
That's why I don't bring this shit up. Timon Flip says, at General Zod's Phantom Zone, the only thing this wave of whammon accomplished was make a second guess every time a woman is lead in something. I didn't feel like this 10 years ago. Timon, I totally agree with you. There's been a lot of shows where I've had to take a step back. Like Penny Dreadful, I was a little bit harsh on my first review. What up, King Salone? Good to see you. Penny Dreadful, I was a little harsh on my review, but then I started watching it and I started to realize that the time period to which this is set in kind of started making sense to what they were talking about. And it's like that when anything we watch, like you are always questioning, is this relevant to the story or are they just adding this in just because? You know? I mean, do you feel that way?
Maybe that's what you're questioning. It takes me. I have to see something in it, or I would have to see the marketing for it. I mean, that's like watching the marketing for Captain Marvel. You were like, oh, it's going to be a super SJW fest and whamming power to the max. And then you watch it and you're like, oh, that was just boring. Well, what the hell?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Sloan, we're talking about Arrow. Stefan Amell had some deleted scenes from the final, which will be on the DVD. And I was raising the point that I don't understand why in his own show he gets to be seen in fucking deleted scenes. I mean, like, it's been a while since I've watched the final, but I don't remember very many scenes he was actually in that final episode. And I'm just saying, final episode, PB, you should have at minimum the cast you start with.
I mean, he was in the show. You can't say that he wasn't in the show.
Yeah, but very, very briefly, man. Very briefly.
I mean, he wasn't. It was like a clip show. So he was in it a lot, but he wasn't in the active storyline that was happening because it was, hey, we're going to do this. Do you remember when we did something similar to this with the Green Arrow? And then you get a flashback.
Yeah, it's like a shitty way to compensate or compensate to us because they don't have the actual lead actor in the designated storyline. So they're like, oh, flashback. So you get that feeling like, oh, he's here, but in their memories, and he's gonna give them the the rally to go forward. And here's my thing. With a show like this, okay, and you're sending off, and let's be real, Arrow is the OG. Without Arrow, you don't have the Arrow universe. So you're doing a send off that essentially you have the main character featured in fucking flashbacks. One, it's lazy writing, and two, I don't understand the notion of killing the character off
Whoa, whoa,
before the
whoa.
final
It's
of their
not a
episode.
surprise to anybody that you don't understand something. Hashtag hard truth.
I mean, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. But anyone interested, there will be more in the Green Arrow DVD. You get to see all of the fucking deleted scenes that he was apparently in and shot that they just said fuck it and they cut. Those were the scenes that they cut, not the other stupid ass scenes that we didn't need throughout the final.
Zod, I have to say, dude, what a slap in the face to the fans. I'm not a big fan of the show, but I've seen some episodes, but I know Stephen Amell is the main star. So to not have him as the center when it's his last outing in this world that he created, it's disrespect.
Thank you. I mean, it is. I mean, you're talking about the person, and PB. I think we can both agree. We both have followed Arrow all the way through the journey. This guy has carried this show on his back. When he first started this, I mean, he built himself up doing the workouts, things like that, putting in the hours. The show had its up and downs. Got hit critically.
Does he still have a 24-pack?
Oh yeah, dude. Like, fuck. I saw him in a new movie on Netflix. I was like, he's still fucking cut. Like, ridiculous. This movie Code 8. I might do a review on it. But I was watching it and I'm like, holy fuck, dude. He is still built like a fucking truck.
It's funny, men get excited.
Tiny truck.
It's a tiny truck. He weighs like 210, right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, something like that.
He's a big dude.
Yeah, man.
He's short. He's not like a big guy, like 210 pounds. We're all wrestling fans. He's a cruiserweight.
No, but if you're saying he looks like he could be a free safety in the NFL.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen his workouts. The dude does those fucking chin-up things, and he actually does them.
And there's not many white secondary players, so you got to give a boy some love.
Facts. Absolutely. I 100% agree. So I'm glad that PB's here because the last article that I had was so funny, and I know PB wanted to comment on this. Sesame Street. I never thought.
Wait, what you want me to comment on what?
I never thought in all of my years I would be putting Sesame Street in an article with RuPaul's Drag Race Wars.
I never thought in a million years you were going to talk about RuPaul's Drag Race.
No, me neither, PB. Me neither. I never browsed the internet going, you know what? I want to talk about season 11 of RuPaul's Drag Race. And
I thought it was season 12.
Is it season? Yeah, it is season 12. Fuck, I don't keep up with it. That shows my knowledge.
Oh, somebody here does.
But in RuPaul's Drag Race, there's big congratulations, some pats on the back because someone put a show on and they did a Sesame Street theme, and someone came out as looking like both Bert and Ernie. They had the purple or the orange face paint and the hairdo.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Hashtag Bernie.
Oh my God, I didn't think of that. Oh, we got to start that hashtag. Hashtag Bernie.
Feeling the burn.
Oh my God. Like, I don't even, like, PB, I know you took a gander at this. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, they want to normalize all of this type of behavior as much as possible. And I got no problem with it at all. I've seen all of season 12 except for I think one episode of RuPaul's Drag Race because the wife watches it and she wanted me to watch it too, so I started watching it, and it's freaking hilarious. They act like a bunch of fucking maniacs on that goddamn show, and I laugh my ass off. But ain't nothing about it normal. But if you associate it with Sesame Street, then people will think that it's normal. I got no problem with you being a weirdo. I mean, I'm hanging out with a weirdo on the internet right now, and Bert. So I got no problems with that.
Right. Motherfucker, I'm in San Francisco. I'll just drive around today thinking like, man, people in San Francisco used to be like proud that they were weirdos. Now they're offended if they're not the norm.
Ah, exactly. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like you can be fine and be a weirdo, but like you need to embrace the fact that you're a weirdo. Ain't nobody holding it against you. Like when you get the double take from everybody walking down the street,
Right?
you should expect that because I don't expect to see every man that I walk past down the street dressed like a fucking lady.
Dude,
But when they're gonna go up there and play fucking snatch game, like a big money match game, I'm gonna laugh my ass off.
dude, when I've worked in the city at restaurants in San Francisco, and men don't. You can walk around naked and eat. You just have to have a piece of paper for your butthole at the table. So, I'll be at Fisherman's Wharf working at a restaurant, and you have families from Germany visiting, and then they're like, what is that in German? And then it's like, that's a dick, and the guy's eating there with his dick out at the table. It's crazy here.
That's fucking weird.
Wow.
Yeah, it is weird.
Like that seems almost unsanitary, but I guess as long as
Yeah, well, the
you
law,
don't walk past my table, I'll be okay with it.
you got to have a piece of paper for your bunghole. That's the law. I'm not making that up.
God.
Really, I'm not even joking. I swear to God, that is the law. Like, you can seriously.
Yeah, what do you carry the piece of paper in?
I don't know, like a necklace at first, maybe.
I just walk around all day naked with a notebook in case I need to sit down.
In your fucking ass back trap. I don't know. You just keep the TP in your bone hole and then you sit down with it already. I don't know.
I had to buy one of the 5 subject ones just in case. Just tear off a sheet and have a seat.
Tear off a sheet and have a seat. Yeah, that's funny.
That's fucking ridiculous, man. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
well, yeah, you
know,
don't want to be like accused of discriminating. Like, I can only imagine. I don't know in which direction this went. Like, I don't have a feeling that somebody at Sesame Street reached out and was like, we need to bring all of the queens from RuPaul's Drag Race onto the street to show everybody how normal it is. I don't think that it happened. I mean, it's possible that they got one weirdo working over there. What is it on HBO now?
Well,
here's the
Go ahead. Sorry.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. RuPaul actually did appear on an episode of Sesame Street to talk about that. As I was looking through articles, and yeah, he made an appearance talking about.
He made an appearance as a man?
No, he did, but he was in a long black dress.
So you misgendered him.
Yeah, when they dress up, they like to be referred to as women, which, whatever. Like, if I get it wrong, I get it wrong. And if you want to be offended, I guess you're going to get your own blood pressure raised. That sucks.
I think it's also called dead named.
I mean, pronouns count as dead naming? I thought that was with your real name.
I don't know.
Like how everybody was getting bent out of shape from the transgender person from the Tiger King, and she didn't care or he didn't care at all.
Yeah, and I got my review coming out on that. Holy fuck. Hashtag Tiger King is the worst show ever.
I've just seen the first episode and I liked it, and then I liked the beginning of the second episode where the person got their arm chopped off.
Yeah, that's the transgender person.
Well, they're used to lopping things off, right?
Yeah,
That's the transition that was made apparently, and then everybody was like the SJWs were all offended that throughout the whole series apparently she gets or he gets dead named because they use his original name, and then I don't know who asked her about it. She's like,
Yeah.
I don't really fucking care.
Well, I'll tell
And
you
then
this.
I was like, yeah, if you don't care about it, I don't care about it.
I'd still fuck them.
I mean,
They're them now.
I don't
right?
know, man.
I'd still fuck them.
Like I got a problem sticking it someplace where there used to be something sticking out.
oh,
Like if
oh,
your
this went to
cavern
another-
isn't natural and it's been dug out by a man or a woman or something that they say is in between the only two genders that exist,
That's
that's
the dick.
no place for me to be putting my piece.
Two in the pink, one in the dick.
Oh,
Yes, I know I'm married, but you could die at any moment. Oh, that's right. I always forget that I told her that if I die, she's supposed to move on and find somebody and be happy. But if she dies, I'm supposed to stay single forever and die miserable and alone.
Well, that's what's going to happen anyway. So
so really quick, I do have some late breaking news. I just came across this literally minutes ago, trending on Twitter, and this is a great thing to talk about. According to the Cosmopolitan, it has been announced our classic favorite Hercules, voiced with Danny DeVito and James Woods, is, and wait for it, getting a live action remake.
Suck a dick.
Like,
you know how I feel about this already.
Like, and they're doing imaginary castings, like, for who's going to do this live action remake, but there's no, like, casting call for it.
I want The Rock to be Hercules.
Oh, I would take The Rock as Hercules. I would take The Rock in anything. Just
the wife says she wants Thor to be Hercules. Like you're crossing mythologies here.
Well, she's racist, but she prefers Chris Hemsworth to
She
The Rock.
just wants to look at him when he's not in Endgame.
I got a problem with go watch the Netflix movie that just came out. It was actually pretty good. Evacuation or Extraction.
Extraction.
I appreciated seeing myself on screen when Thor was Fat Thor.
Oh, he still had me beat with his beard, though. That beard is epic.
Yeah, I don't have a beard, but I have the belly, you know.
So, you know, who the fuck asked for these remakes? Who said, you know what? I would love to see a live action Hercules. Like,
you know what? Of all of the ones that you could make live action, that is probably towards the more intriguing side, because you got like the mythology story that you can throw into it. So you could, if you wanted to, not go the Lion King route and just do the shot-for-shot remake and then adding some extra bullshit that nobody really ever asked for, that doesn't add anything to the story at all. And you could throw in an extra god here, an extra demigod there, or something like that. And then all of the characters could look pretty cool. A lot better than doing something like frickin' Robin Hood or the Lion King, where it's live action, but it's still not live action because it's just CGI.
Well, I got to say, man, you guys should wish in one hand and shit in the other, right? Because, dude, if you think that you would get The Rock or Chris Hemsworth to be in that role, you're tripping. It's going to be like the woman who plays Brienne of Tarth is going to be starring in that role.
Speaking of
Oh.
which, Jamie Vick said, "Is Hercules going to be? Is going? Is Hercules
Exactly. Starring Rose McGowan.
Is Hercules going to be trans? Knowing Disney,
No,
probably.
they're going to be like, well, our first non-binary character is
Yeah, Hercules is the origin story for Xena.
she's just going to be called Herc. They're only going to call it Herc because
Oh my God, that's the genius. It's Hercules.
just Herc.
Hey, PB, you have a question here from
Oh,
Timon.
do I need to read it?
Hercules. Yeah, no, that's funny, PB.
Hold on. I had to zoom it in. It says they will probably cast a Michael Cera type. So manly. That's not a question, Zod. That is a statement.
I don't know. I saw the ad.
Michael Cera is looks like a lesbian.
Oh my God.
Like, he needs to not. No.
It's gonna happen.
He used to be cool until the newest season of that show he was on that I like. You know what I'm talking about? Arrested Development.
I can spitball and say anything and anybody for this because I'll never, ever waste any time on this movie, just like I have with all of the other live-action remakes.
I just want to say Michael Cera was like a cute kid on the earlier seasons of Arrested Development. He is very funny. Michael Cera was good in the high school films he was in later, but he looks weird as fuck in the new episodes of Arrested Development.
Yeah, that dude's career went straight down. Hollywood, man, chews them up and spits them out. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had. I was trying to keep it short because, to be honest, I got 2 fucking live streams tomorrow. I'm doing a Penny Dreadful review, but it's going to be at noon because I have video on demand and I got the new episode early. It's just I don't want to fucking review it 2 o'clock in the morning, so I'm gonna do it more at noon.
Okay. And
But,
then me and PB are gonna come on for the other one.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, as soon as I watch the episode.
Oh,
You know how PB's gonna watch it literally before we go on and be like, that fucking episode was amazing, changed my life.
yeah. It's a 7.
Oh man, it better not be a fucking 7 from what I keep hearing from everybody.
Well, I can't wait to talk about it with you, bro.
Yeah, man. I'm just gonna say, there's some things in life you watch and they literally shape who you're gonna be as a person. And I feel like this is where that falls. Like this is the shit. This is the shit where you watch it. Like, remember being a kid and you watch that one thing that defines your cinema experience in your life, and you're like, this is what makes me love
it happened in 2005. I wasn't really a kid, but I was still technically a kid. Guess what was released in 2005?
What was that?
Episode 3, you fuck.
Come on, dates aren't my things, but yes, episode 3 was life altering, and
everything since 2008 has been leading to what I'm going to watch at some point in the next 16 hours.
Oh man, I can't wait, man. It's gonna be a great discussion with us, but yeah, I'm gonna start winding shit down. This has been a great night. We had Perp holding it up, and then we had surprise guest Bert. So glad he could come on. PB jumping on, and once again, I want to say thank you, everybody. And big shout out to my dad, if you watch this later, I love you, and I'm glad you're coming home. And you know,
What
you
do you mean
still
coming
got
home? What do you mean coming home, Zod?
what's that?
What do you mean coming home, man?
My dad may have the coronavirus.
Oh
We gotta
shit.
wait for the test. So yeah,
Hail,
I
hail
want.
Zod Senior. Hail Zod Senior, man. Hope he's okay, bro.
Yeah, yeah. So I
I
wanted
mean,
to
does
say
it
that.
count as Zod Senior if he's the third one?
I think just hail all Zods, you know.
Okay, that's fair.
So I just wanted to say, you know, it was a very different experience having someone I know and love, a family member, actually being hit with this shit. And I'm glad that the doctors are at least releasing him. And we'll know in the next day or two the result of the test. But you know, I'm just glad that he's back home and they got him on some antibiotics and stuff like that. So yeah,
Yeah. Hail, my friend. That's what's up, dude. Hope the best for him, man.
yeah, and he's the reason why I get online and do this shit. We both got eccentric personalities, I guess you'd say. So uh I just I know he listens to all of my streams and shit like that and gives me critiques and stuff. And so
Can I say, man, that my pops passed away about maybe like 8, 10 years ago. I don't know, but what I would give to have that relationship with him that you have, that you guys could do that. That's amazing, bro.
yeah, my dad's a crazy guy, but I remember, and getting on a sidebar because we're wrapping shit up. But when I was a kid, the first time I ever went to movie theaters or I seen the movies was my dad taking me. He took me to see The Blob with Matt Dillon, the remake in the '90s. I never fucking forget because I didn't take a shower for like a couple of days. My mom was pissed, and he took me to see Aliens 3 next. So I mean,
Yeah, nice,
It's a
nice.
good dad.
That's a good
yeah.
dad. That's a good dad.
So
That's the
I
type of
mean,
dad, man. That's the type of dad I wish I could be. If I ever had kids.
so I mean, yeah, I want to give a shout out to the people dealing with this shit, and it's real. I mean, this shit could happen to anyone, and just be close with the people that you love. Make sure y'all are staying
Not too
safe,
close.
but not too close. Yeah, kick 6 feet apart. But no, I mean, make sure let people know how much you care about them. And look, I know we've all been cooped up, but this shit is not something that's just being said. It's really happening, and just be cautious, be aware, don't fucking panic, but make sure the people you love are uh you know you're treating them good.
Hell,
So,
hell. Be a good man, dude. Be a man.
and GP later, Will, it's good to see you, and I just want to say
It's good to see you. Did you read the comment?
yes, I read the comment. I feel like Will's
What I love is that if you listen back to what you just said over the last like 5 minutes, and then Will shows up, so you listen to Zod pouring his heart out, and then Will Gentry shows up and says, "Just passing through on my way to bed. Thought I'd say hi. Oh, and Zod still sucks."
hey, that's what I love
What a
about my
guy.
channel. Like, yeah, I got such a great audience, and I just want you guys to know, like, I was feeling a little bit down earlier. I was feeling a little bit a little down about this whole situation and finding this shit out, and doing this shit online and having people come through and their interactions. It's really great. So I appreciate all of you and thank you so much. And This means a lot. So I'm gonna go down the line here, let people tell you about their channels, shit going on. Let's start with our guest, Mr. Bert, who will make another guest appearance tomorrow night. Go ahead, Bert. Tell them about yourself and your great channel and all the fun shit you got over there.
I'm pretty much pound for pound the best YouTuber on earth. That's all you need to know. Just check out my channel. I'm amazing.
Well, that was the most confident plug I think we've had here.
Was that too much? Sorry, God. Sorry that.
All right. Well, cool. Mr. Commander, co-host, person who keeps this shit going, and just all around good friend, Pop Culture PB. Tell them about your channel and what stuff you got coming up.
Who knows what's coming up now that you told me that Disney's being dumb with Hercules? I'll probably have something to say about that on our new channel that we created together with Perp and Stevie J Reviews and Cybernetic Husky. It's called Prophets of Geek Culture. And you can find it at the link that I'm going to drop in the chat any moment. So if you want to hear Zod ramble on and on about comics, come over there and subscribe and, I don't know, watch a video or two.
Yes, and ramble I do. Speaking of which, I took a poll. The poll ended, and by a landslide, the 2008 Joker comic won out of Joker versus Punisher for my review. So I'll be doing a review on the 2008 Joker, which was written and inked by Scott Snyder. And it should be interesting. You guys get to see the panels and how fucking cool it is. I got that video that I'm putting together. It's a bit of a bitch, but I'm going through different
How are you going to mess that title up when you post it?
I'm Zod. I'll find a way.
Yeah.
Also, I got some reviews coming. I'm going to do a review tomorrow at noon on Penny Dreadful, episode 2. Dead Bodies Lie Down, LIE. So very interesting, and weirdly enough, the title fits. Also, I'll be doing a Clone Wars review with the panelists we have, plus Mr. Lonely Banter as well. And we are going to talk about Shattered. So it's going to be very fun stuff. Yeah, and what another appropriate title, let me tell you. Holy fuck. But yeah, we're gonna talk about that, and of course I'll be doing these late night talks on the weekends. So let everybody know, swing on by. And remember the only rule here in the fandom zone. Kneel before General Zod.
No, man, I don't even think frogs can do that properly.
Oh.